To simplify these two non-perfect cube roots, you can't just type them in your calculator because it's going to give you a decimal. So how do we actually break it down? We'll use some of the perfect cube roots that we know. And how do we find those numbers? Well, you just take a number and multiply itself 3 times, and that number is going to be a perfect cube roots. So for example, I would take a 2, and then I'm going to say 2 times 2, which is 4, times another 2, that's going to give us 8, which I can rewrite that as 2 raised to the third power, which is 8. And we can also do with 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times another 3, that's going to give us 27. And then 4 raised to the third power is going to give us 64. And then 5 raised to the third power, that will give us 125. So therefore, 8, cube root of 8 is going to be 2. Cube root of 27 will be 3. Cube root of 64 will be 4. Cube root of 125 will be 5. And the pattern continues. So therefore, I can break down 2,160 by one of these perfect cube root numbers. And the first number I'm going to try is 8. 2,160 divided by 8 is going to give you 270. So now I can take the cube root of each one. So cube root of 8, we know that's going to be 2. And I can actually break down cube root of 270 even more because, again, 27 is a perfect cube root. And I know that 27 can go into 270 10 times. So again, I can take the cube root of 27, which is, we know is 3, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And cube root of 10, I can't break 10 down anymore. So now you're going to take the numbers outside the cube root, which is 2 and 3, and multiply them, which will give you 6, and then bring down the cube root of 10. And that's the simplified version for this non-perfect cube root. Now let's look at our next problem, and you're going to wonder, well, this time we have a negative sign. What do I do with that negative sign inside the cube root? Well, technically, you can just take out that negative sign outside the cube root. And why can I do that? Well, because when we multiply 3 same numbers, like for example, negative 2 times negative 2 is going to be positive 4, but multiplied by another negative 2, that's going to give us negative 8. So therefore, when you have, anytime you have a same negative number multiply itself 3 times, it's always going to give you a negative number. So that's why when we take the cube root of negative number, just take out that negative sign. And again, you can break down 1,458 using one of our perfect cube roots. And the first number that can go into that is going to be 27. So divide 1,458 by 27, and that will give you 54. So now again, I'm going to take cube root of 27, and we know that that's 3. And I can break down 54 even more because I know that 27, and again, same perfect cube root, can go into 54 2 times. So again, take the cube root of each one, and cube root of 27 is 3 again, and I can't break down 2 anymore, so that's it. So again, take the numbers outside the cube root, 3 and 3, and don't forget the negative sign. So 3 times 3 is 9, and then bring down the negative sign, so it will be negative 9, and then bring down the cube root of 2.